Okay, good day, my dear Normandale compatriots. I'm so glad that I could greet you today. Greetings from Bratislava, Slovakia, and from the American Chamber of Commerce in Slovakia. I'm very, very sorry that I could not join you personally today, but I'm very glad that we were able to do it via this pre-recorded video, because it will be quite late here in Bratislava by the time that you get to this part of the program. And once again, I do my sincere apologies for not being able to be there in person. But I am very glad that I have this opportunity to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this wonderful award that you have given me. I'm deeply, deeply honored. And to have it come from an institution such as Normandale is such a great honor to me. And I remember very, very well my first beginnings with Normandale. It was way back in probably the end of 1998 or very beginning of 1989. And I applied. I was working on my family farm at the time in southwest Minnesota at Tyler, which is between Marshall and Pipestone, and I decided to leave the farm, and I wanted to get a college education. I really didn't have an opportunity for family reasons, committed to the farm at that time to go to college, and decided that I needed to do that. I applied at the University of Minnesota, but I was declined. They did not accept my application. I had my high school grades, even though it was 11 years after I attended high school. My high school grades were not that bad. They were kind of average, but they did not accept me. So through a friend of mine, I learned about Normandale Community College, and she recommended that I apply there, which I did, and you accepted me. And I remember very well, I began in the spring of 1989, and I was full of fear of failure. I applied myself extremely well, I guess, and I found out that I really, really enjoyed that academic setting. And it was such a wonderful experience to come to that institution that was so supportive and so inspiring. I got very much involved in various activities on campus. I was in the choir, I was in theater, I was thinking of studying theater, in fact, and was pursuing a bit of that, and really, really enjoyed my time. But the main thing was that Normandale accepted me, and I was on my way. And I have to say that even though I was at Normandale for approximately just a little bit over 2 years, it seems like a lot longer to me, because I have so many fond memories of my time at Normandale. And there are only a few instructors that I can mention in this short speech, but a couple that I want to single out. One would be Gloria Aronson, who was my world history instructor. And she was indeed so inspiring. I did a presentation on Lech Wałęsa, who was the leader of the Solidarity movement in Poland throughout the 1970s and early 1980s. And I actually visited Poland in 1983, and I came back with this experience, and I did a presentation for the class. And Gloria was so supportive and commented in class how much she learned from that presentation. And I have to tell you, that had such an impact on me that I did more research, and I did an independent study on Václav Havel, the leader of the dissident movement in Czechoslovakia at that time, throughout the 1980s as well. And years later, in fact, I was able to, through my connections here, meet up with both of them. And I have a picture here with Lech Wałęsa, who I was able to meet and have a conversation with, and also with Václav Havel, who I actually sat at a table and had a lengthy discussion with him. It was truly one of the most memorable moments of my life. And that was partly on the inspiration of Gloria Aronson. Another one of my instructors was Joyce Carey, who I owe a lot to for inspiring me to further my studies in communication And she indeed was such an innovative and inspiring teacher, as I mentioned. And I went on to Augsburg to study communication and international relations. And there was one very special institution within Normandale Community College that I became a part of, Phi Theta Kappa, or PTK, and I was invited to join that organization. And with the various individuals in that organization, I formed a very strong bond, and many of them remain my very close friends to today, well over 20 years later. That was also such a supportive and inspiring institution or organization within Normandale. And basically, where I am today, I have to say, where I am today, I can trace it all back to PTK and to Normandale Community College in general, because from Normandale and through PTK, I was able to be part of Augsburg College. I was awarded a scholarship to attend Augsburg College. And when I finished there, it was through Augsburg College that I came to Slovakia and to be an English teacher. It was supposed to be for 1 year. And I indeed was a teacher here for 2 years. And then for a little over 3 years, I was at the Slovak Radio International as a broadcast journalist. And during that time, became very familiar with the political and business communities here, and was set up to become executive director of the American Chamber of Commerce a few years later. And I've been in this position now for about 15 years. But I hope I have been able to make the point that all of that, all of the successive changes in my life, I can trace directly back to Normandale. So Normandale, you have had a wonderfully positive impact on my life, and I want to thank you so much for all you have done for me, and then to be awarded the Alumni Achievement Award. I almost feel guilty for that, because you really deserve a lot of the credit as an institution, as a group of individuals as well, who have been so inspirational to me over the years. So once again, thank you, Normandale. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And I'm very glad that I finally did, in the end, have an opportunity to attend Normandale Community College, to be part of that wonderful institution, and to be able to stand here today and look back and say, you know, I owe so much to Normandale for what I have been able to experience in life. I do get to Normandale occasionally, and I do hope to be, over the past few years, I have visited the institution over a few times. And so I do hope to be around this summer. I do plan to be in Minnesota, and I hope to see many of you then. Once again, many thanks for this wonderful opportunity to address you and to say thanks, and have a nice evening.